defensive end trying to will his team back in the game.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Lopez a screen. Smart kicks to Lopez. Good work defensively by Turner.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
From 13, good D by Lopez.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short-stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Knicks out front, opening up a... Welcome back as we get set to continue our coverage of this round one playoff matchup. Davis, he's in at point guard. Porzingis is out there with Sanders. Then it's Anthony. And it's Afflalo in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
Pass to Porzingis. And Afflalo kicks to Davis. Out to Anthony. And they double up Davis. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. And that one falls. Coming off of Davis's feed. 15 points for Carmelo Anthony.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, it's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
No good from Bogut.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Yeah, good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
Especially on the three-point attempt. I mean, you have to defend that shot without fouling. Now you give a guy 3 free throws.
The Pacers making a change here. Ellis is checked in. No good on the second free throw. So both teams making some changes here. Here is Love. Dishes it to Bogut. Kicks it to George. And there's 1:45 left in the fourth. The feed now to Zeller. Lots of room. That's good.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
Davis dishes to Lopez. And they double up Davis. Here's Jones. Knocks down the 10-footer.
And, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Fans are piling out the exits. Obviously a huge win here in Game 2 for the Knicks.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, hard to seem toying with.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin. Quite honestly, they were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Davis. He did it all tonight, making an impact with more than just his scoring. How about the fact that he got a triple-double? They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Clock at 6. New York needs to get off a shot. Nice shot by Smart.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the ropes, they started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow.
Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
Now here's Davis. So no problem for New York as they get the win. And this win puts them squarely in the driver's seat in this series. Up now, Greg, 2-zip with all the momentum on their side.
I mean, in fantastic shape right now. If they can capitalize on this victory and win Game 3, you can just about put this series to bed.
You got it. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Carmelo, we have a question.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. And another triple-double from him in this game. I mean, he's totally firing on all cylinders, playing just masterful basketball out there.
Well, the players are where you're really tested. His performance tonight was an example of the kinds of performances you got to string together to win championships. I liked his attitude. He had poise, desire, an edge. He had it all going on the whole game, Ernie.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And that will wrap up this round one broadcast of the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. For Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson, and we'll see you again as the NBA playoffs continue.
The Black Prophet one day I...
Give you a chance at some VC and 2K TV Interactive. Tune in now. This week on NBA 2K TV, we crown...
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome to the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And folks, you can feel the fierceness, the intensity of this series setting the tone prior to Game 3. Our game tonight featuring the New York Knicks as they go up against the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Checking out the Pacers, staggered after a resounding Game 2 loss, they'll try to regain their confidence and reclaim some momentum here in this vital Game 3. And though technically this is not an elimination game, it is clearly a borderline must-win game. Shaq, how do you see it?
Well, I feel like every game, unless you're up 3-0, is a must-win. You never know what will happen in the series to turn the tide.
I mean, Ernie, if you look at history, no one's come back from a 3-0 deficit. So this might not be a must-win, but it's a key win.
Welcome, everyone, to Game 3 of this Eastern Conference Round 1 matchup. 2-0 so far. Perhaps the tide can turn in this one. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. It's New York and Indiana. Take a look at the Pacers. They need the boost here from the hometown fans, trailing 2-0. It is critical for them to start to edge back into the series.
And guys, losing this one would be devastating. For all intents and purposes, this game is a must-win. You really have to treat it like a Game 7.
Exactly. Back on their home court is their chance to change the momentum in the series. But you're right, you can't go down 3-0 and expect to come back and win a series.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Davis, he's in at point guard. Sanders is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Anthony, and he gets the bucket.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Davis, the pass to Porzingis. It's stolen by Hill. He kicks it to Patterson. Davis with the double team. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Hill's got himself on the board with 3 there.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Davis setting the pick for Anthony. Outside, Davis. Pass to Sanders. It's hauled in by George. The Pacers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. A quick shot there, and it's off target. On defense, Indiana. They want to put some distance between them and the loss on Monday.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
And the basket by Hill.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And George kicks to Ellis. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Davis up top, defended by George. Outside, Davis. Excellent D there from George.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Good. The assist goes to Hill.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
Davis with it. Picked up by Ellis. A nice shot by Ogben. Here's Indiana. They're on a 10-2 run here. Patterson, the screen. Outside, George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. And it's George again missing.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Here's Ellis following the basket by Freak. Ellis kicks to Hill. Patterson, the screen. Patterson, a screen on Davis. And the basket by Hill.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Davis drives in. Up and in on the layup. Davis has got 7.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Success in the NBA. And these players, the top shooting guards in the story in the regular season, gave their teams plenty of that on the way to the playoffs. Number 5, Monte Ellis.
And this is a very intense group. I mean, those steals don't come by accident. I mean, they've gotten him through the effort, and they're willing to expend that kind of energy on that aspect of the game.
Well, the most active hands in the league, I think, belong to those fellas right there. I mean, that is one pesky bunch of pickpockets.
Knicks trail by 6. Moments ago, our Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with the coach, Frank Vogel. Doris?
He had the demeanor you might expect from a coach in his situation. After dropping the first 2 in hostile territory, he recognizes the task they have in front of them. He said, we didn't get it done on the road, and now we have to take care of business at home. Simple as that. Let's see how it plays, guys.